From innovative entrepreneurs, powerful businesswomen, to skilled filmmakers and theatre performers, the list has been endless, and today is certainly no exception. As Cerebral Palsy Awareness Week kicks off, we meet Khadija Koopman, the director of the Western Cape Cerebral Palsy Association, to say goodbye to the beloved Susie Dole, who has helped the organisation raise funds for the past 60 years. We also meet the 2019 recipient of the Wonder Woman in Science Award, Mbali Kwatela, to chat about her career and the importance of food security. Plus, we meet businesswoman Koketso Sylvia Milosevic, who shares her inspiring life story with us. And later, hip-hop artist Beast energizes us for the week with a performance live in the Loft. Now, please do connect with us online and tell us about someone you know who is affected by cerebral palsy by tweeting us at Afternoon Chat using the official hashtag Afternoon Express, or comment on our Facebook page. Now, South Africa, are you ready for an epic challenge? There's basically no better way to braai than the way we do here in Mzansi. And with the new Royco liquid marinades, your braai is about to literally level up with the new range of Royco liquid marinades to choose from. So there's no limit as to what you can braai your way. So your help and guide to get you the best and to get the best out of your braai is the very creator of National Braai Day, Jan Braai. Over the next few weeks, he will be sharing some of his great tips and tricks to the perfect braai. We will also be throwing in a couple of challenges for you so he can handle the heat. Take a look at this.
For the past 15 years, I've been at the head of the National Braai Day initiative, and the aim is to create a national day of celebration in South Africa. So one day a year where all South Africans are united around fires. At its essence, it's a nation-building and social cohesion initiative. Wave the South African flag and celebrate South African heritage. This initiative started out small as something that can unite all South Africans, because there are so many things that are trying to pull us apart, but we live in a fantastic country. So in the build-up to National Braai Day this year, we've teamed up with Royco and Afternoon Express, where we're going to be using some of the Royco marinade in a mystery box to create some new recipes. There are many, many ways to braai. There's not one single way to braai correctly. So we're going to come up with some interesting and exciting new things to do with the Royco range of marinades.
Good afternoon, South Africa. My name is Palisa Tembe, and standing beside me is the braai master, the braai boss himself, Jan Braai. Now, Jan, I've got quite the challenge up my sleeve. I'm going to be putting your braai skills to the test. Do you trust me?
I trust you.
Brilliant. Okay, so behind me, we've got 3 mystery boxes, all which containing a unique ingredient and a Royco marinade. What I need from you is to randomly pick a knife that has been labeled. All labels will correlate to the box. Whichever knife you pick is the mystery box we open. Let's go.
C.
Mystery box
I see
C.
it is C.
Let's see what's inside mystery box C. Okay, ready?
Let's go.
Oh.
There is sweet sticky marinade and a pineapple.
Well, I've definitely seen pineapples on the grill, so I don't know if you're going to use this as your main ingredient. Do you have any ideas so far?
I think this marinade, you can see on the photo, it goes with pork. So let's do pork sausages with a bit of sticky sweet marinade, and some the sweetness of the pineapple will complement that perfectly.
You're really good at this. Okay, we'll see later on in the show what he comes up with.
Now, our first guest truly embodies the meaning of a dynamic Afternoon Express woman. Koketso Milosevic is a successful property investor and international global speaker. Whilst juggling being a mother and wife, she then co-founded the Wealth Alliance, which has empowered over 30,000 students who inspire to be investors in property through their program. If you've got any questions for Koketso, please head over to our socials and don't forget to use the hashtag Afternoon Express. Welcome to the show.
Wow, Jeannie. I can't believe I'm here. Thank you so much. It's really an honor to be here.
So
Thank
dynamic and incredible and really such an inspiration.
I
But it
appreciate
hasn't
that.
always been like that. You started your journey. I mean, you've obviously had an enterprising, entrepreneurial spirit your whole life, but you started selling Vetkoek at school.
Well, so where it all started from, you know, like you said, a lot of people know me for my success, for the business that I've built. But what a lot of people don't know about me is that when I was growing up, I grew up from a well-off family whereby our dad did everything for us. And there was a time, it was actually September 10th of 1997 when my father came home and he was fired. He just got fired after working for 17 years for his company. And our lives changed forever. I mean, we went from having money in a bank account to not knowing where money was going to come from, from, you know, being proud to literally being ashamed, all the way from a family or a household that was full of food to days where we'd go to bed on empty stomachs. And, you know, life became hard. And at that point, if my father's dream had a dream, literally that dream became a disaster. So I've pretty much dedicated my life to finding solutions on how I can bring about stability to my family, and not only myself, but also my mom, my grandma, and also my dad. They started a spaza shop, and my grandmother started selling Vetkoeks and selling cool drinks and alcohol, and that's what we used to survive for several years until I grew up. I turned 18 years old, and I left the house, and I had to become a breadwinner at home, and I had to go out there and look for a job and start taking care of my family. But at the same age, I promised myself that, you know what, Sylvia, when you grow up, you are never ever going to rely on a job as a source of security.
No, you can't. You've got to be the boss. You cannot
You've
risk
gotta be
somebody
the-
else putting you in that situation.
Certainly. I realized that I needed to be my own rescue, and I was prepared to learn, and I was prepared to invest in myself, and I was prepared to go out there and seek out people who are already successful. And what is success? And pretty much spent a lot of years and stumbled across property, and my answer came through in a form of property. And
how did you start it?
so when I turned 21 years old, I had a great opportunity to go and work overseas. And for my 21st birthday, my parents bought me a book on property. First time being introduced to property, read that book for 3 days, couldn't put it down. And from that book, I started reading more books on property. I started investing in property with the hope that when I come back from overseas, I was overseas for 8 years, that when I come back home, at least I'll have something to fall back on instead of relying on a job. And unfortunately, that was not my reality when I got home. When I got home, my husband and I, we had built this portfolio of properties which were draining us literally dry from our pockets. They were not making us money. We invested the wrong way because how we invested in property was basically based on everything we read on books. We read theoretically and we went out there practically to put it into practice, and that's how we made lots of mistakes and lost a lot of money.
It's the only way to learn is to fail, actually.
That is so true. So we paid for our high school fees, and as a result of that, we went to a property seminar, we went to property mentorship, I went all the way to the UK to learn on how to invest in property, learned from some of the top property specialists in the field of property, came back home, applied the same principles, and started working with people around us. You know, started coaching people, mentoring people, got my family involved, got my mother involved, got my dad involved. As I speak to you, my father's dignity has been restored. They own a construction company, they also flip property, and more people started seeing the same success, and that's how the whole our Wealth Alliance was birthed from. It was birthed from our own personal experience and the difference we're seeing that we're making in other people's life. And we also partnered up with the Napoleon Hill Foundation, the Think and Grow Rich Institute in the US. And we are the only company in South Africa that holds the exclusive license to trade through the Think and Grow Rich. So it's just been amazing.
Incredible.
It's just been amazing.
I really do want to think I grow rich and grow rich.
We all do.
Sylvia, thank you so much for being here today and sharing this absolutely inspiring story. Let's see what South Africa wants to know from you.
Okay.
So we've asked you if you've got any questions for our guest, and Mbali Radebe says, hi Kaketsa, what is it that you know now that you wish that you knew then about being a female entrepreneur? Great question.
So what I know now about being a female entrepreneurship is that when you build your business based on serving others, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Serve enough people. Literally, the goal should be how can I best serve others. I've made a lot of money through our company, and purely because the foundation of our company is purely based on how many people's lives can we change, how many South Africans can we teach that you not only rely on one source of income, which is your salary, how else can you create a plan B or multiple income streams? And by focusing on that, as a result, people are seeing successes. And as a result of that, more and more people are knocking at our doors and say, teach us what you know.
Incredible. Such an amazing, powerful woman. Of course, you come from one, and your mom is obviously here today, and it's her birthday.
It's my mother's
so happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday.
After the break, we chat about the importance of food security with Mbali Gwaqela. Plus, we chat about what kind of treats you should be giving your pet.
Express yourself.
Pet owners, we're often guilty of spoiling our pets with too many treats. And as much as our dogs and cats may love this, it is so important that we don't overtreat them. So we have canine behavioralist Mandy Gibson in the loft to discuss the importance of controlled treats and exactly how and when we should be treating our pets. Welcome to the loft, Mandy.
Thank you.
Now, Mandy, what are some of the dangers of overtreating pets?
Well, obviously, we need to be aware of the extra calorie intake. So we don't want to overfeed our pets, which might lead to weight gain, which is not healthy for our pets. We need to be aware of that. And it's also important to remember that that's not the only positive thing we can add to our pets. We can look at interaction, we can look at what kind of toys they prefer, play, those kind of things which are also of value to them.
When you do decide to give them treats with, goodies and nice edibles, what is the right way to treat them? How should you go about doing that?
Well, it depends on the pet and it depends on the context. So if you have a dog that... So firstly, treats are great for training your pet, adding some positive reinforcement. So if you have a dog who you're training with, for example, you might do 1 or 2 short sessions during the day with, some snacks. Or if you're not in training with your dog, you might just want to reward them generally for good behavior. So the context changes slightly. And as with anything, moderation is important.
So, Mandy, is there specific ways or more effective ways to treat your pets?
So some fun ways, you can also look at providing some more mental stimulation for your pets and incorporating treats is to give them their treats in food puzzles. So they have to actually work to get the food out, and there are quite a variety of options on the market, and that really is again good for encouraging calm and good behavior. If we're speaking specifically about treating your pets, so not their normal mealtime, you know, asking them to sit nicely for a treat is again a good way to reward them for good behavior. Sometimes scattering a few treats on the floor is a great way to feed them as well, especially if they're feeling a little bit nervous with maybe new people around, visitors in a new environment. That's very calming to be able to forage their treats off the floor.
I know for one, when we have our little furry friends around the loft, we can't resist giving them treats.
Absolutely.
Why is it so important that we do give this positive reinforcement and we do give them a little goodie here and there?
Well, I think it's a way of bonding with our pets and that positive interaction. You know, if you're working with a dog that you've recently adopted, it's a great way to get that relationship going. And, you know, even preventing behavior problems, like some dogs don't like being left alone. So giving them a treat before you leave just creates more positive association. So treats definitely do feature in our dog's life.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mandy. Treat your four-legged companion with the right care. Martins offers a wide range of treats for all types of pets. With their range of semi-moist treats for dogs with omega-3 and 6, helps maintain a healthy skin and coat. And the Martins Healthy Centers for cats with crispy outer shell and yummy filled center will have your pets loving every single bite.
Now you can widen your world and book your next trip with Turkish Airlines. Ask for the Turkish Airlines stopover and purposefully book a 20-hour layover in Istanbul. Ask your travel agent about these incredible specials that allow you to experience 2 destinations for the price of 1. It includes 2 nights free accommodation at a 5-star hotel for business class and 1 night free accommodation for economy class travelers, including breakfast. All hotels are located in or close to the major attractions of Istanbul. Turkish Airlines, widen your world. T's and C's apply.
Providing enhanced coverage to clean every dish on every rack.
Now, we all have those afternoons where we're trying to watch our favorite shows and the dishwasher noise in the background is so loud that we actually have to turn up the volume, or where the baby is finally asleep and you have time for the dishes, but the noise wakes them. So advanced technology in the LG Quad Wash makes issues like this a thing of the past. LG has an all-new inverter direct drive motor. Not sure what this means? Me neither. But it basically requires fewer moving parts, which means it helps wash dishes with more efficient and more durable cycles that are extremely quiet, so you don't have to worry about the noise, and your wash time is cut down too. Added to this, it also uses different combinations of turning motions, which means powerful washing cycles and smart energy usage, which not only makes the washing machine cycles more efficient, but most importantly for us, saves water too. Thanks to this, LG offers a 10-year warranty with the Quad Wash dishwasher.
Providing enhanced coverage to clean every dish on every rack.
Now, to commemorate National Science Week and National Women's Month, the UKZN College of Agriculture, Engineering and Science honoured its female scientists through the Wonder Woman in Science Awards. Now, these women are passionate about pioneering and persistent heroines who are advancing science in their diverse fields. One of these Wonder Women is Mbali Gwaqela from the School of Agriculture and Earth Environmental Sciences. Now, she accidentally ended up in the sciences, but says this field turned out to be bursting with possibilities. And of course, if you've got any questions for Mbali, please head on over to our socials and don't forget the hashtag Afternoon Express. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jeannie. How are you?
Firstly, a huge congratulations.
Thank
I mean,
you.
a Wonder Woman in science. That is better than any other kind of Wonder Woman, actually.
Yep.
I always thought, like, you know, when you're in school and then you do maths and science, you always thought, oh, this is so hard.
Yeah.
But actually, if we had a different narrative of it, it's the most interesting subject in the world.
Yep, I was there. I wasn't meant to be in science. I never imagined I'd do science.
Yeah.
But once I was in science, I was like, man, I could have done this when I was 10 years old.
Easy.
But I think like misconceptions that I had in my mind about science and maths, it actually limited me on what I could do. So now my motive is to really encourage other people, not just females, to actually pursue math and science, or not only math and science, but other subjects in general, and not to be so limited in what we imagine the difficulties might be in the future, but just to dive in there,
When you say that you accidentally fell into the sciences, how did you?
Okay, I'm going to be very honest, and maybe at home they might hit me, but I didn't want to go to school, Jeannie. I mean, to work. I wanted to study until I don't go to work, because I just heard that people are really mean, and I'm not a mean person. So I just studied, and when I went to honors, I didn't know what I want to do, but all I knew is that and then that's how I did my postgrad into food security, and luckily it's in the agricultural side of life, and that's how I got into science, and I fell in love with it, and I don't want to go anywhere.
And no, I'm sure. I want to know about a little bit of the work that you do that led you to winning the Wonder Woman in Science Prize.
I actually have no idea, but this is such a great privilege, because to me, being a Wonder Woman in science means that finally I'm getting some recognition, or a Nobel Peace Prize for being a scientific woman or in the field. And it's given to women who are actually making waves in the field of science. And I've been in university since 2007.
Wow.
And so I've been there, and I do a lot of community outreach, because I just want everyone to know and everyone to learn and everyone to be on some kind of a similar page about themselves, their bodies and their environments. And in my way, being in the food security side and agricultural sciences is a perfect opportunity for me to do so.
So tell us about the work that you do.
Yeah. The work that I do, okay, I'm a PhD student, and the work that I do is I deal a lot with food systems and environments and food security.
Most important.
Yeah, it is. So for communities that have probably no agricultural land or no place to farm or to grow food, I then help them to come up and think of innovative ideas. For example, if you have a wall, you can actually have a vertical crops growing and recycled
little vertical garden.
jars and little jars and little bowls. So you don't have to starve just because you don't have a lot of land. But even those with a lot of land, they actually do starve. So I'm all about innovative ideas about how you can make food do good for your body, and how you can also just keep yourself alive. Not only physically, but also mentally, because what I found in my master's study is that for us who want to be full so that we can go to bed okay, we actually end up killing our brains, because our brains are still starving even though you feel full. So my journey, or my purpose, is to actually help us change that mentality. And I do that through a group and organization I formed, which is called Difficult Discussions. So we go to communities and we just gather the guys around, put our crates, beer crates upside down, and we just talk about food. And the last one was food and depression and mental health.
Wow.
How are you guys dealing with it? What does it mean?
It is so important. Those conversations are so important to have, because you are what you eat.
You are, exactly.
Oh, you've got to come back and tell us exactly what we are because of what we're eating.
I would love to.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let's quickly see what our socials have to say. So we asked you if you've got any questions for Mbali, and Samuel Kelisiwe said, what do you love about your work?
What do I love about my work? It's the impact that I have on people. People that I see every day or don't even see. The impact. I'm an action-based researcher, so if I can see you and I can see that you're actually doing what I'm advising you to do, and you see a change, then for me that's satisfaction.
That must be so rewarding. Do you go back to these communities and actually see that they've done the vertical gardens?
I do.
Oh, that's
I just need a big SUV so I can go to where I can't go with my opi-kopi. But yeah, I do.
Thank you for all of the work that you do. That's really important research that you do. I wish I could read your mind, like a book.
You can. There's a lot of books about me in the libraries. And online. Go online.
Thank you. So we prepare a really delicious Asian pear tart after the break with Chef Rotunda, and we are also going live to Palesa and Jan Braai.
Clover Classic, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. I hope that you are having a wonderful Monday afternoon and a great start to your week. Now, with the smooth, creamy taste of Clover Classic, there's literally no limit with what you can create in the kitchen. So we reckon Clover Classic is the perfect accompaniment to a classic pear tart, a recipe creation by our guest, Ming Cho. And please do SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 to get this recipe sent directly to your device. SMSs cost R1.50 each, and free SMSs do not apply. Hello, Chef. How are you?
Hi.
Wonderful to have you. So how do we get started with this delicious tart?
Okay, so to start off our tart, we've got some beautiful pecans that are crushed. And usually you can just put these in a food processor and then get them crushed, or you can just use a rolling pin in a kitchen towel, crush them that way.
I'm going to do it that. It's better to relieve your frustration.
Definitely. It's a good anger management strategy. So we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar to our crushed pecans.
Lovely.
And then we'll add some butter. Always love some butter. It gives some beautiful taste to our pecans. So once that is combined, it will look really, really nice, and
there's a good flavor so far. Nice, nutty and sweet enough.
And the nuts give so much texture to the tart, so I always love using nuts. And you don't always have to use pecans. You can use walnuts, almonds, all sorts of nuts.
All right. Then we've got our next step over here.
Yes. So we're going to just take over our nut mixture. We've got some nuts here that we're just going to add to our base.
Okay. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
So to prepare this, you can buy this a base like this.
You can just buy the base already prepared. And then once you've got the nuts on your base, we've got some chopped pears that we're just going to top our tart with.
I noticed you didn't fill the bottom. Would you fill the bottom?
You can fill the bottom. You can layer it, so you can then have the nuts on, some pears, and then another layer of the nuts if you'd like to do that. So I can also help you with that.
Thank you.
If you want to make it look pretty, you can. It's up to you how you want to have it done.
All right.
It's nice to also slice the pears quite thinly, so you've got them cooking quite evenly as well.
Okay. Then should I add another layer of this?
You can add just a little bit.
Perfect.
Okay.
Awesome. And then what?
And then after we've got the nuts done, we're just going to
Are you laughing at me? I'm gathering I've done something wrong.
No, that's fine. Completely fine. We're going to put some eggs, some egg wash on top.
Okay.
This is just to bind the mixture.
Yeah.
And to get some shine when you bake it.
Yes.
So it looks really nice and golden.
Okay.
So we're going to do that.
And then is this the finale? Oh, my goodness.
This is the finale.
That is beautiful.
It's not complete without some Clover Classic.
Oh, this is going to be amazing.
So
Look how pretty this
we're just going to add a nice dollop of that.
Oh, definitely.
Right there.
And I'm going to decorate it with some edible flowers.
Thank you.
Oh, how pretty.
That looks so pretty.
That was really so
pretty.
easy, and that is so impressive. Thank you so much for teaching me this. I can't wait to make one. Please do remember to SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 to get this recipe sent to your phone. But if you need to see this one more time, here's a quick recap. That's really nice.
Made with love by Clover.
Clover Classic, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Now, I don't know about you, but my passport is dying to be scrapped. It's stamped. It's literally screaming. But you can widen your world and book your next trip with Turkish Airlines right now. Enjoy a free professional guided tour of Istanbul, which includes the Blue Mosque, Hagia Sophia, Topkapi Palace, and more. Half-day and full-day tours include breakfasts upon arrival and a 3-course lunch meal. Ask for the Turkish Airlines free city tour and purposefully book a layover between 6 and 24 hours to qualify. qualify and enjoy the newest addition to the tour schedule, which is the Bosphorus Cruise until the 31st of October. Or actually, why not enter the Istanbul-themed photo competition while on your tour? And it's all on Instagram, and stand a chance to win two Turkish Airlines flight tickets. Turkish Airlines, widen your world. T's and C's apply.
It might be National Science Week, but over in this kitchen, we're gearing up for National Braai Day. And if you just joined us, we presented Jan Braai with a mystery box challenge where he needs to make a delicious meal using the Royco sticky sweet marinade and, of course, the mystery ingredient, pineapples. So, Jan, you've already got an idea of what you're going to put together. Can you just talk me through the recipe?
I think it's important to note for the viewers that this is actually live. We're standing inside of my kitchen. That's a real fire burning. This is a world first for the Afternoon Express crew, bringing all the equipment into my kitchen.
And it is so much fun.
Yeah,
I mean, we
so
want everyone to come.
I just think that the producers should realize what a stellar job the behind-the-scenes crew are busy doing, broadcasting a braai live from Jan Braai's kitchen.
Oh, thank you so much for
Take
having
five
us.
Of the whole crew. So we've got some pork neck chops that we cubed. Then we've got some pineapple that was, of course, in the mystery box, and the marinade. So we're going to add the sweet, sticky.
Ooh.
You can actually see that it's sticky on TV and in real life. You can't see if stuff is sweet. Eyes don't actually work like that. To know whether something is sweet, you've got to taste it. But stickiness you can see, and then we can actually just go ahead and skewer it.
Absolutely.
So we're going to do some pork neck and some pineapple. And of course, pineapple is sweet and the marinade is sweet and sticky, so the flavors will perfectly complement each other. This marinade has all sorts of spices and herbs and stuff.
It's already looking and smelling so good.
So you don't actually need to mix other things in there. You can just use this. And you obviously know Jeannie watching from studio. She
don't worry, I'll
she likes a vark, so she actually likes a bit of pork neck. Yeah.
Jeannie, I'll definitely bring you some. And if you want to try this recipe at home, SMS the keyword Royco to 33650. SMSs cost R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. This seems to be coming together perfectly.
Yes, that's nice. It's like in Afrikaans we say alle grappies op 'n stokkie. Yeah,
what does that mean?
It means let's get serious. It means all your jokes should set aside on a skewer, and you've got to actually get down to business. And we are getting down to the business of braaiing.
Absolutely.
It's of course today exactly 1 month to go until National Braai Day. So if you want to braai, for example, steak, T-bone steaks, on the 24th of September, today you actually need to start aging your steaks. Then you've got 1 month aged steaks. Yeah.
There is a science to everything.
Absolutely.
And I think that there's no one better to kind of lead us into the National Braai Day and, of course, Heritage Month, other than the Braai King himself.
And of course, you need to start ordering your wood. You must make sure you've got enough wood to make massive fires on 24 September, because we want to unite the whole nation around the fire. Now we've got a fancy little lappie.
Well, there. I'm definitely taking notes here. I think that this is the perfect time to put these bad boys on the grill.
Yes, so, and then they can become good people.
So whilst we turning this pork into an incredible meal, we're going to head over to the braai as you head over to studio.
Oh, that certainly does look delicious. And no one knows how to whip up a braai quite like Jan. After the break, we chat to Khadija Koopman, the director of the Western Cape Cerebral Palsy Association.
The search is on for the next brand ambassador. After an astounding number of entries, one text message can change it all. 10 regional finalists have been chosen in the mother city. What will happen when you put these creatives together in one room? Tensions will rise, boundaries pushed, and concepts scrutinized.
That's The Next Brand Ambassador, Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours. Proudly brought to you by Capitec.
It's all things Bri as we're gearing up for National Bri Day, and the smell in this kitchen is absolutely incredible. It seems like our finished product is done. Jan, these look incredible.
Thank you, thank you. I'm a professional. And there we go. So that's our pork neck and pineapple sweet and sticky skewers. We're just going to finish it off, dress it with a bit of spring onions, because it is actually spring in South Africa, so that's why we're using spring onions. That's why you can't actually do this recipe in winter.
Absolutely, it's a no-go in
Because
winter.
you can't finish it off with winter onions. That just doesn't work.
Absolutely.
So like that. And then we've got a few sesame seeds here. Now, these are white sesame seeds.
Okay.
You can also use black sesame seeds.
Absolutely, we are uniting our food, we're uniting these taste buds. And of course, as we Bri, people normally associate it with meat, but we can also make vegetarian options, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, vegetarian option, by the way, is the name of my new book. So I've launched a vegetarian Bri recipe book, because it's important to know that vegetarians are also welcome at the Bri Fire. I'm not a vegetarian, but vegetarians are welcome at the Bri Fire. Hence a book full of vegetarian recipes.
Well, I'm certainly not a vegetarian myself, and I can't wait to dig into this incredible skewer. Here's yours.
There
Sharing
we go.
is caring.
Absolutely.
We definitely encourage everybody at home to gather around the fire, unite with your loved ones, and enjoy a great Bri. Remember,
And wave the South African flag. We have the most beautiful Rainbow Nation flag in the world.
Absolutely.
Wave our flag this Heritage Month.
I agree. And on that note, if you would love to try this easy, quick and simple recipe at home, SMS the keyword Royco to 33650. But for now, I'm going to enjoy this and get stuck in. Cheers.
This is Season 9 of Tropica Island of Treasure. Welcome to Curacao in the Caribbean.
Buy Tropica and come find your smooth fame and fortune. Audition online now to compete with your favorite celeb.
And you could join us in paradise and stand a chance to win your share of a smooth 1 million rand.
Grab a Tropica for details and see you in paradise.
The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win hundreds of thousands of prizes. Tropica, nothing smoother.
Now, there is nothing smoother than winning when you buy Tropica. And this year, they've actually really upped their game. Now, over the last few weeks, Tropica fans have been entering to compete in the Tropica Island of Treasure Carousel. But there are a lot of other prizes up for grabs when you buy Tropica. For example, airtime, cash, Caribbean tan hampers, LG Q60 smartphones, 55-inch LG UHD smart digital ITVs, and steam dishwashers. That's more than 100,000 prizes. All you have to do is stand a chance of winning, and all you've got to do is buy any size of your favorite flavor of Tropica in fresh or long life. Now, find the unique code behind the label or the sticker and follow the entry details. And actually, today we're announcing the first winner. So, dun-dun-dun-dun, congratulations to Dina Ramesa from Sebokeng in Gauteng. Congratulations, my darling. You are the lucky winner of a 55-inch LG UHD Smart Artificial Intelligence Digital TV. Congratulations, Dina. That is an amazing prize. Now, remember, hashtag TIOT9 is still looking for their 6 Tropica fan contestants. So if you have what it takes and if you want to win smooth fame and fortune, record a little video of yourself describing how you would outsmooth your competition on the island. Load the video on Instagram, Twitter or Facebook with the hashtag TIOT9 or visit tropica.co.za. Fill in the entry form and submit your video, and it could be you winning smooth fame and fortune in this season of Tropica Island of Treasure Carousel. T's and C's do apply. And of course, more information can be found on tropica.co.za. What are you waiting for?
There's nothing smoother than winning when you buy Tropica. To enter for Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, buy any size and your favorite flavor of Tropica in fresh or long life. Find the unique code behind the label or the sticker, then follow the entry details on the pack and you could win daily prizes of airtime, cash, LG Q60 smartphones, 55-inch LG UHD smart artificial intelligence digital TVs, steam dishwashers or Caribbean tan hampers. That's more than 100,000 prizes. Now, for your chance at competing in Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, record a video audition of yourself describing how you would outsmooth your competition on the island. Then, load that video onto Instagram, Twitter or Facebook with hashtag TIOT9 or WhatsApp the video to 063-921-8395. And it could be you winning a share of 1 million rand plus smooth fame and fortune while flying with KLM to the Caribbean for this season of Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao.
Now, today marks the first day of Cerebral Palsy Week, and to shed some light on how this condition affects the people that live with it, we have Khadija Koopman, the director of the Western Cape Cerebral Palsy Association. And if you've got any questions for Khadija, please head over to our socials and don't forget to use the hashtag Afternoon Express. Welcome to The Loft.
Thank you so much.
So lovely for you to be here today. What exactly is cerebral palsy?
Cerebral palsy is a lifelong condition which affects voluntary movement, and it's caused by injury to or poor development of the growing brain. So injury or poor development happens during the pregnancy, during birth, and it can also happen in the first early years of life. Okay. The condition is permanent. Yeah. It never changes, but there are interventive therapies that can assist and help people with cerebral palsy to live a better quality of life.
What is the quality of life for somebody with cerebral palsy at the moment?
Because cerebral palsy is different for every person. It depends on the severity of the disability, depends on the damage to the brain. So it could be as slight as not being able to control the movement in one hand, to as severe as having multiple disabilities, not being able to do anything for yourself, not feed yourself or not. So the intervention is dependent on the severity of the disability.
Okay. So now it's obviously the start of Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month. What are you guys doing in that month? Like, what kind of things happen and for what cause?
Yeah. The aim of Cerebral Palsy Awareness Week is for us to highlight the challenges that people with cerebral palsy face, and those challenges are access. Basically, it's access to education, access to healthcare, access to assistive devices, which they often require, and access to specialized and appropriate transport for motorized wheelchairs. So it's all about raising awareness around the challenges, and then to look at how does society and community respond to that. And that's what we do every year. This year, however, we're adding to that because we are retiring our dear Susie, who has been part of the association since its inception and has been one of the biggest fundraisers for the association over the 66 years.
Shame. I mean, Susie, we all know her. Like, literally, if you lived in South Africa, you would have seen this cute little doll everywhere. So after 66 years, why are they deciding to let her rest?
It's been coming for the past about 5 years.
Yeah.
So Susie, as you know, you've all seen Susie because Susie was in retail stores and in shopping malls. And as life changes and things change in the retail industry, the retail stores had stopped hosting Susie, as we call it.
Okay.
Some because they needed the space for marketing gondolas, others because they started their own foundations for donations, and others also because Susie didn't fit with their revamped image. Okay. Susie was also, we had volunteers who collected the money from Susie, and petty crime, which is often linked to high levels of poverty, as the volunteers were leaving the stores with bags of money, they were robbed and they were attacked, and Susie herself was beheaded to try and get the money out of it. So of the more than 200 Susies that initially were in the stores, there are not even that many left. But because the South African public contribute. That was their way of the general public making donations and assisting the association in our work. It's important for us to still provide that opportunity. So Susie's become digital.
Yeah, she's modern now.
Yes,
She's online.
So she's online, and it gives the general public the opportunity to still support the work that we do.
That's brilliant. We'll go and find Susie on the internet. Thank you very much for sharing all of this with us. It really is a very good cause and very important.
Thanks so much.
Lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, so we've asked you if you've got any questions for Khadija, and Nomondo Ndlovu asked, what motivated you to be part of this association?
I'm a social worker by training and have been for way into 30 odd years.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the challenges that people face. So most of our work, quite a lot of our work is also about advocacy. People with disabilities, people with cerebral palsy have rights, but those rights are not often realized. So it is our job to ensure, hold governments and society accountable for realizing the rights of people with disability, and that is what motivates me.
Yeah, well, thank you very, very much for the work that you do. After the break, we meet hip-hop artist Beast.
Hi, my name is Simphiwe Ngema and I play Pindile Shezi on Isidingo. And you could be joining me on Tropica Island of Treasure. Buy Tropica and follow the instructions on the bottle. Take a video of yourself and tell us why you would be my ideal partner. Then upload it on all the social media platforms, your Twitter, your Instagram, and your Facebook using the hashtag TIOT9. Come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropica Island of Treasure Carousel.
One, two. One. What a time. Okay, is on mic 4, Greg?
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now we have the incredible, talented Beast. And of course, he started writing songs in his early years, but kept them within, or in rare cases, shared with his inner circle of friends. As he grew older, he began rapping with no microphone at parties and dingy street corners. His single titled Leopard Skin stamped his presence in the scene. And I mean, you are just such a legend. You've basically been writing all of the Gom songs.
Yeah, so, a lot of them.
Where does your name Beast come from?
Well, it started as Lyrical Beast.
Yeah.
But I decided to drop it. It sounded a bit long when I wanted to go professional.
Yeah, but you're so sweet. You're
Thank
just
you
a
so
beast when you're singing.
I'm a humble beast.
Humble beast. So what is the song that you're going to be performing for us now?
It's my latest single titled Hello featuring Sjava.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, performing his latest track, Hello, featuring Sjava. Take it away, humble beast.
What a time. Hey, feels good to be here. Feels good to be here. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Tenga busangona. Kumbulu tingenge ngibeluto mama. Hello. Tenga busangona. Kumbulu tingenge ngibeluto mama. Tato senyamo. Limbeke msamu. Tato semsamu. Limbeke mnya. Tato semnyamo. Limbeke msamu. Tato semsamu. Limbeke mnya. Hello, when I look at the past, look at us now. Ubugele gas, bugele down. It's in kupele fast, how we get down. The only L we take is if you paying by the pound. Zolo loku bebe spugo kwa maricheck. Tatu pega manje says ya keep a jengo e-check. Sharp, banagiti we nice. Says kakala pela gote qiniso enisi right. Uzungisize webet. Ungalingu phela umoya mtakababa. Ungalingu phela umoya mtakababa. Phela umoya mtakababa. Yazi kuningi odlula khona nawe lapha. Kuzolunga usazobona mtakababa. Usazobona mtakababa. Une choice either uyavuka or you stay in covers. Better get your act together like the Wayans brothers. I made mine, now I'm a king in my city. Mangibona babegxeka ngivele ngiphenduke ngithi hello. Hello. Engabe usangibona na. Engabe usangibona na. What you say, what you say, hello. Hello. Engabe usangibona na. Oh yeah. Yo, noma kunzima lapho ufaka umfutho makhe awubheke nje wonke umuntu uphusha iphupho lakhe mina ngichitha isikhathi esiningi ngokusokola manje ngifuna ukubona nawe ulokhu stuck kulelo khona ha twala ngami kuzolu hey twala ngami kuzolunga kuyobe ngathi akaze kushu ukuzwe ngesina move ukuzwe ngesina move angena lona livele libhubhe esikhuzukile now we screaming oh lord trying to stack numbers something like my core log you can't teach brand new tricks to an old dog I still make a living stitching lines like corduroy grinding so long manje mabefika bathi bitch besibuka ungena uphuma sana ushona le nale laba babephika bayajika ubezwa bethi intwana yami yayuyinjwe mame hello engabe usangibona na what you say, hello, hello. Engabe usangibona na. Lenze njani? Tato semnyamo. Limbeke msamu. Mase tato semsamu. Limbeke mnya. Tato semnyamo. Limbeke msamu, masitato semsamu. Limbeke mnya. Hello.
What an absolutely brilliant song. Beast featuring Sjava, absolutely brilliant. So tomorrow on Afternoon Express, we've got more legends in the studio. We're going to be cooking along with Moonchild Sonelli and Zulum Katini. We'll see you then. Until then, good night and God bless. Mwah. Ciao.
Feels good to be here. Feels good to be here.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.